Hey everyone, I'm here today to share with you my book talk. The book that we're going to be discussing is Tito Puente Mambo King. It is written by Monica Brown and illustrated by Rafael Lopez. The genre of this book is a picture book, but it's also a biography written in a way that children can understand and be interested in. It basically just tells the life and story of Tito Puente in a fun, entertaining way. The book starts out with Tito as a very young child. He just wants to make music any way he can get them little hands on. He's banging on pots and pans, making noises with spoons, annoying all the neighbors. They joke about, put that kid in music classes. So that's what his mama does. She puts him in music classes at a very young age, and he thrives and does well at that. So then he gets a little bit older, and every year his hometown in the Spanish Harlem of New York City, they host a contest called Stars of the Future, and Tito wins the title King of the Stars 4 times. So he gets a little bit older, getting a little bit more into music. He's playing in restaurants and clubs and doing parties and just getting really into it. So then he gets a little bit older, and World War II rolls around, and Tito enlists in the Navy. And while he's in the Navy, he joins the Navy band where he learns to play the saxophone and starts writing music a little bit. So then the war ends and he gets out of the Navy, and he's playing in different places on the weekends with all these bands, and he's really enjoying it. But what he just wants more than anything is to have his own band and lead his own band. So finally, he gets that chance to have his own band, Tito Puente's Orchestra. It's a really big band, and he is extremely successful. He writes well over 100 albums. He gets 5 Grammys. He just ends up being a huge success. He plays with some of the most famous Latino artists ever. So then at the very end of this book, the last pages, you get a more informational biography. You get a picture of Tito Puente and like a more detailed information-based biography that you can just share some facts to the students with. I do want to show you a couple illustrations from this book. They're beautiful. One of my favorites is this one. This is the scene of him in the Stars of the Future contest. There's him winning King of the Stars. Just every single illustration is just this beautiful and detailed. I love that they take up the entire page so you really feel like you are in the story going through Tito's life with him. Another one of my favorite illustrations is this one where it talks about him winning his Grammys. You get a different view of the book, you turn it sideways, and it just takes up the entire page, and I love it. Another thing that I really like about these illustrations is they have lots of onomatopoeias on them, like this one here, where he is tap dancing. You get the tap tap, tippy tap tap, and then another page with some onomatopoeias on it is, I'm getting all my sticky notes mixed up. Here's another one where they are tap dancing, and you just get the tick tick tack tack. And there's several different pages that have those onomatopoeias on them, and again, like, it just takes up the entire page. So you just feel like you are right there in that story, and you can see the expressions of the characters really well. Like, you can see how happy they are to be there, and they're really enjoying it. A way that I would like to use this book in my classroom one day is I would like to play a few samples of Tito Puente's music, and then as the songs are playing, I would like to pass out some crayons and paper and have the kids just draw how that music makes them feel. Different shapes and colors just represent how that music is making them feel, and then afterwards, we would compare everyone's papers and, see what's the same and what's different. And I would ask them, explain this to me, like, how did this music make you feel, and how did you represent that in your drawing? A way that I would adapt for English language learners is actually this book is bilingual. Let me find a page. You get the English version up here at the top, and then you get a Spanish version down here at the bottom, and I love that. So ideally, I would like to have 2 copies, one for me and then one for my EL learner. So as I'm reading in English, they have that book right there in front of them, where if something's not translating right, they're not getting it, they have the Spanish version right down there for them to reference. So that is all that I have to say about Tito Puente. I think that this would be a great addition to any classroom library. I definitely hope to have it in my classroom when I get that chance. Thank y'all so much for listening, and have a good night.